MICAH Beats activated.
Welcome to Just Therapy, where we talk about life with a comedy twist. With your hosts, comedian Sean Boyd, Antonio Ferguson, and Miss KT. We talk about a whole bunch of shit from politics to people actually taking shits. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the therapy session. Man, this be dope. Make a motherfucker want to rap. I can't rap, man. Hold on, here we go. I can't rap. I really can't. But come sit down on the couch with us. Man, I can't rap. Come to the couch. Enjoy the show. Let's go. Just another day on the couch, talking about all the problems of today. Welcome back to another episode of Just Therapy. It is another beautiful Monday evening, y'all. Woo, 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 woo. I ain't got my soundboard up, y'all. My bad. Oh, y'all probably like, man, what is this dude doing? So my soundboard ain't up yet, but I will get it up soon. You know, I'm your host, comedian Sean Boyd, and it is another beautiful Monday evening. I appreciate y'all chiming in, sitting in, coming to the couch today. I am excited about this episode tonight. We have a fun show lined up for you. Yeah. Trying to do two things at once. But I am excited. I got another guest in the building. Big shout out to Tyler Ross for coming on last week. That was my guy. I just had a great interview Thursday with Helena Scott, Sky Star, man. But her interview will be up next week, most likely. But tonight, I am excited. I have a special guest in the building. She is a parapsychologist or should have to tell you because I'm a butcher that whole thing. But she is also an intuitive psychic. Give it up, make some noise for Zelda Kelly.
Hi,
Woo!
Sean. Hi. Woo! Hey, Sean, how are you?
Man, I do not have my soundboard up right now, and I'm just I'm
That's okay. We can do we can do another intro when you're ready. There you go.
Yeah, I know. I'll be having my sound claps and everything and all that good stuff ready to go, and it is not up. And I'm like, what is going on? And that's my fault. And then it's telling me to sign in, and I don't want to sign in. Just give me my stuff. Hey,
there you go.
Hold on. Here we go. I think we should be good. Internal server error. Oh, so the server's down. Just great. On my soundboard. It is on my phone, but whatever. So let me look this up real quick. I apologize. How are you doing? How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Thank you so much. How are you?
I'm good. I am really good. Hold on. Let's see. There we go. Woo!
There we go. Woo-hoo! Yeah.
Damn, that one sounds like it ain't never going in.
Maybe I'm getting a standing ovation. You never know.
There you go. Standing.
There you go.
But how are you doing today?
I'm great. Thank you so much. How are you?
Oh, I'm being blessed, loving life. You know, it's another beautiful day.
Perfect.
Sun was shining today, even though it was cold as hell outside, even though hell ain't cold, but you know.
That's right. Well, it was chilly where I am. I'm in the South. And, you know, I'm from Ohio. I'm from Richland County.
Oh,
So
okay.
yes.
There we
And
go.
yeah, I was born and raised there, raised on a farm. Actually lived on a farm that was a previous um, Underground Railroad during the Civil War.
Oh, wow.
And that was so interesting. So many stories. And I mean, the place had activity. The whole family saw it. It was crazy. And
Okay.
I was a young girl in junior high, just went into junior high when we moved there to this particular farm. And
Okay.
it was amazing. But yeah, I'm from Ohio too. I missed it, but I don't miss the weather. I
You
miss
missed
the
it?
area. I don't. I do miss the weather. I do miss Ohio. I
Yeah,
do.
I know.
Yeah. Well, sometimes I'm not going to lie. Sometimes I miss it. In the fall, I miss it.
Okay.
But um, I have family that are sort of kind of left there. And I say that because, as years go by and get older, family dwindles down,
That's true.
but don't have too many left there. Sorry, Petey wants to be here on mommy's lap, and it's driving me crazy because his
Oh,
fingernails are sharp.
that's
So,
hilarious. It's okay. My daughter's in the other room. She said she didn't want to come say hi yet. So usually
aw,
she's in my lap telling everybody hi, and I got to kick her off and be like, hey, go in the other room.
aw. That's so cute. That's
Yeah.
so cute.
Yep, we got some couchers tuning in already. What's going on, Carol? Welcome to the
Good.
couch. Ebony Jones in the building. What's going on? Carol said welcome, and then
Thank you.
she was shaking her
Thank
damn
you.
head at me for being crazy, and then Ebony said, "Hey y'all." So
Nice.
yep,
Hello,
yep,
everyone.
yeah.
Hi,
So let's
everyone.
so let's get into it. So
Okay.
I said it wrong, right? How do you say it? Para.
No, parapsychologist. You're correct.
Oh, okay,
You
parapsychologist.
are. You are. You are right. You are right. I've
Okay,
always taken. I grew up in a Christian home. I'm a Christian,
okay.
and my grandfather was a pastor, a Methodist minister of all things. Hi
Hmm.
there from Oklahoma,
Hey
and
Tracy.
and there's always been this, now that was on my dad's side. On my mom's side, it was the European family that always had the experiences with, I'm just going to say it, ghosts, apparitions, this sort of thing. And
Okay.
they're there, they're real. It's real. But I've always said I want to take the approach of what the word says versus what science says, and try to mix them in the middle. And that's where the parapsychology comes from.
Okay.
And I have a lesser degree, not a lesser study, but in theology. And I mean, I've studied. Now, the one thing I don't believe in is reincarnation.
Okay.
Don't believe in that. Because the word says we're here, we're appointed to live one time. Most
Mhm.
people look at me and they go, "Oh, wait a minute, you're in this and you don't believe in?" No, I don't.
Okay.
There are some things that you can't explain, but I'm not supposed to be the one explaining it, right?
Right.
And that's not up to me to explain it. I'm just no.
Okay.
The other thing is the Witch of Endor. I do not believe that we are to call spirits. That's in the book of Samuel. I do not believe that we are supposed to try to raise people from the dead, bring them back to talk to us. You know. Now, what do I believe? I take the Einstein approach. And the
Okay.
Einstein approach is we are made of energy. Everything is energy. 100%. Even the table, the camera that you're looking on is vibration and frequency.
Hmm.
We are 100% energy, but energy cannot be created or destroyed. It only moves on. So when our bodies move on into a different dimension,
Hmm.
into paradise, and we await the next steps of what's going to happen according to Father, I believe that our energy is left behind, just like a photograph.
Okay.
And that, to me, has always been the very interesting part. Like growing up in a Civil War farmhouse, an underground railroad in Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
And I say growing up, I was there in my earlier years, starting into junior high, about 100 years ago. And we found out through and we started having activity there.
Mm-hmm.
And my dad is an absolute, or was an absolute, he's gone now, but he was an absolute non-believer. And believe me, when we left that farm, he was a believer, to the point where our current pastor's son, who I was dating for a while,
mm-hmm.
when we moved out, he moved into that particular home and told his dad, that family, because we went to the pastor and he thought we were all crazy and caused such a hard time. We asked him to please come over and pray for our farm. There was something there which was causing disturbance.
Okay.
And he didn't want to do it. He said no, he wasn't going to do it. Okay. So that was kind of a, whatever. And then as soon as, hey, Don, as soon as we moved out, the pastor's son moved in and went to the church and said, we were wrong. We should have helped that family. I am picked on daily. And I told him, I said, you know what? I think we were all sitting back there going, please pick on this guy, pick on him.
Right.
So, but you can't deny that there's something there. Now, my grandmother was an intuitive. I'm sorry, I'm just going on. It's your show.
Oh, you okay? Go ahead.
Okay.
I just want to say hello to some of the people that has tuned in and chimed in with us. We got Tracy Hood from Oklahoma. Thanks for coming to the couch. Sherry in the building. What's going on, Sherry? Thank you. Angel in the building. She said hello. And we got Kathy Carlson saying hi, guys, from Nebraska. And then Dawn,
hey, Kathy,
saying hello
hey,
from
Dawn.
Illinois. So yeah, just want to shout them out real quick because I always say this is the best interactive podcast, because anything they throw in the chat, I'm gonna put on the screen and we'll read. So no, go ahead, keep talking to us. Yeah,
I agree. So my grandmother was very well known in our community for her intuitive, and she's the one who kind of taught me over the years. And I had some experience that was very unnerving when I was a young child. And so it was kind of like my grandmother and my mom held my hand, and even my grandfather.
Okay.
Now, this is going to sound really weird. You probably have heard of this. I know many in the podcast I know has heard it. But my grandfather was a very well-known, what they called water witch. I don't like that name.
Okay.
But a water witch is where you take a willow branch or 2 metal rods and you find underground water so they can dig the well.
Oh,
the majority of the farms that were in my community would call on him if they needed additional spring water for their livestock or crops or anything else like that. So you can see how over the years, when people really don't understand something, they just get really negative about it.
Right.
And that's always kind of been my thing. Let's find out about it. Let's get the facts. That was always my thing. But my grandmother had been called to, and I was able to go out with her. I guess she was the pioneer of paranormal investigations in our area. But anytime there was any time of activity, she would be the one that they would call. Now, my grandmother always taught me, always be positive as you possibly can.
Okay.
Never rip off anybody, never take advantage of anyone for their situation. If somebody's having problems, get to the bottom of it and try to help them out of it if you can. And always look and be positive. Always be a positive reader. Always be. So I started with her when I was about 15 years old.
Mhm.
And so 15, 16, something like that. Been many,
Okay.
many moons ago. I've had a lot of experiences since then. And a couple of the people that are in that have said hello have actually read with me. I want to
Oh,
thank
nice.
them for coming in. Yeah, I want to thank them for coming in and watching. But I promised that they would learn a little bit more about me because I don't do many lives and I need to do more lives.
Okay.
But yeah, so thank you for inviting all of us.
Yeah,
Your
no
couch,
problem.
yeah,
No
yeah.
problem. Yeah, we like I said, we
So
talk about any and everything on here. So let me
I'm
ask
glad
you.
you did.
So you said you started when you was like 15 or 16 and your grandmother got you into it, correct?
Yes.
So how did you know like what to do? That is my
Well,
question.
I'm gonna tell you it was a really bad harrowing experience when I was 4 years old.
Okay.
And it was unnerving. And then through the years, because I have a sister also who doesn't, for whatever reason, she just went on her own way and doesn't do what I do.
Okay.
She can, but so it really happened one time because I read the playing card deck. You know, the playing card deck came out about 13. Oh, Dawn, you're so adorable. About 13th century China, they invented the playing card deck. And then later on, the tarot deck came from the playing card deck.
Okay.
Now, some people are scared of the tarot. They're
Mhm.
scared of the death card. They're scared of this. But there's something you may not know. There is a lot of Christian and Hebrew symbolism that is good in the tarot deck.
Okay.
People don't tell you that because I guess people want to scare other people to keep them coming back to you, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a manipulation thing.
Okay.
And that was one thing that my grandmother never did. Now, the instance when you're asking, we used to have, you may hear of this since you're a fellow Buckeye, the game of euchre. Have you ever played euchre?
Euchre. I've heard of that game. Yes.
Yes, it's kind of an Ohio thing. I don't know what it is, but
Yeah, I
anyway.
think so. Yeah.
Yeah. We used to have euchre nights with my grandparents and my sister and I. And there were times that we would lay down the playing cards and they would just kind of jump out at me. And I would ask my grandmother, Grandma, what does this mean if this card is with this card? Because I would see her, because she never read the tarot. And she read the playing cards. And so I would ask her, what does this mean? What does this mean? And it started there. In fact, I still have a deck of cards of hers that she used to use.
Okay.
So, and she passed away in 2013 and she was 96 when she passed away. And still reading for people. I don't know how she did it, but that was amazing.
Okay.
But grandmas can be pretty amazing anyway.
Absolutely.
But anyway, yeah. But anyway, that's how it started. And then as time went on, I read here and there. Didn't do really anything too professionally. I got married to a Navy officer when I was in my early 20s.
Okay.
And landed in Virginia Beach. And then I started studying at the Edgar Cayce Foundation. And that's when I learned a lot about the bringing light into situations. And, and back then, we didn't have those paranormal shows, obviously, that are on TV. Maybe at Halloween, we didn't have any of that stuff. So there were a group of us that started going out. We wanted to pioneer some of that stuff. And of course, as time goes on, you change directions and change paths. But I started to go to work for, I know you know Dionne Warwick. She
Yes.
had the
Yep.
psychic line. She had
Yep.
the psychic line, and I was one of her premier psychics,
Oh,
and
okay.
worked for her for a while. And as time went on, and then when she left that business, I went on to another couple of psychic lines. I am with a psychic line now that I really love and adore. They're just so good to me. And the people are so good. And they're very choosy about advisors. They don't want and just anybody on there telling anybody
Right.
anything. And
Right.
that's what you have to be wondering about nowadays, because, you know, I've just got to say it. You can there's not, I don't really run into a lot of people that study. I still study every day, but you know, there's 1 minute you're working at AutoZone and the next minute you're, you know, a
You're
psychic
reading.
extraordinaire. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I
Well,
was just
call
gonna
me
ask. She
today.
wasn't with the one lady. I can't remember her name, but she always had the commercial. She'd be like, "Call me now."
Miss Cleo.
Yeah, Miss
Miss
Cleo. Yeah,
Cleo.
yeah. Call me now.
Call me now. That's right. Call me now. That was
Right.
a good
Yeah.
one. But you
Oh
know,
man.
I was on a couple of Dionne Warwick commercials back in the day,
Okay.
so that was a lot of fun. She's a very nice lady. She just had a birthday, and I couldn't believe she reached out to me on Twitter and said hello, and I just thought that was so nice.
Nice.
And
That's cool.
she's a very nice lady. She's really nice. In fact, I saw her singing again with Dolly Parton not too
Hmm.
long ago.
Okay.
So yeah. So anyway, that's the Reader's Digest condensed version of, you know, how I got from point
Okay.
A. We don't have a couple of years for me to sit here and tell you everything, but what I do now, Sean, is I work the psychic line.
Hmm.
I was working before I came on your show, and I'll be working right after. So I
Okay.
worked the psychic line. And then since the pandemic, a lot of us had not really gone back out and been
Yeah.
investigating. I probably will be this year again.
Okay.
I've got to move. I'm wanting to move to another state. So I want to get that all behind me, and then I'm going to start up again and, you know, just see what's out there. But
Okay.
you know, I'm not one of these that challenges spirits. I don't call in. I don't use a Ouija board. I don't believe in that. I won't
Okay.
touch that stuff. You know, but to me, I just kind of have my own little rules, and
There
that's
you
it.
go.
So
There you
yeah,
go.
yeah. Try to
Nothing wrong
always
with
do
that.
the right thing. Yeah.
Right.
My thing is I always strive to do the right thing. Maybe it doesn't happen. You never know. We're human, you know. But other than that, I look at it, we are here to serve people. We're
Hmm.
here to be in service of others. And if this is a way that I can help others go from a situation that they're not so happy with into a situation where they're flourishing financially and having a healthy relationship and a loving relationship and moving on, then I feel that I've done my part.
There you
And that's
go.
the way it is.
There you
That's the
go.
way it is.
I
Yeah.
got to give a big shout out. Helena Starr just jumped on. She was my guest on Thursday, so her episode will be out next week. Thanks for coming to the couch, Miss Starr.
Nice.
Appreciate you. So let me ask you this:
Okay.
have you talked to any funny ghosts? Like, I gotta know. Like, do the ghosts got
Oh,
a good sense of
oh
humor?
my
What's going
gosh.
on with that?
Funny ghost.
Yeah.
I have some I have some stories. I don't know if I can say it on your show or not. But I but they're funny.
Okay.
They're funny. They're funny. I'm trying to think of something that I can, because I've had some very not so funny things, not so, you know, phone calls,
Yeah, I mean, I
weird
would I
stuff.
would assume that. Yeah.
Yeah, weird stuff. It's like the bars close and then they call Zelda, you know, like that's what happens. So funny ghost stories. I'll have to think of that just for a minute, Sean.
Okay,
You
so
caught me off guard there.
Oh, no
Okay.
problem. Let me chime in with Sherry. She just put, "Are you ever worried about bringing something back with you when you investigate?" That's what I will be worried about.
You know what, my dear Sherry? That is an excellent question. And I don't concern myself with that because I pray before I go in and I pray when I leave. And I don't use any type of anything that would invite something like that to attach to me. You know, I always let something know when I go on a paranormal investigation. They're not coming home with me and
Okay.
they're not welcome. And I always do home cleansings with sage, with salt. And now I'm in an Airbnb right now. And this place is a little, it's got some activity, but it's because of another unit that
Okay.
is attached to it. Um, I've gotten rid of it many times, but sometimes it just comes back. And I think it's because of the other people that go into these other units, whatever.
Okay.
Um, other than that, I've never had a problem with that because I won't allow it. And anybody that goes with me, I have ground rules. If I go out with a particular group and they start taunting something, or they start making fun, or they start being belligerent, or any of those things, I cut it off and I'll leave. I
Oh, wow.
don't, because I think we have to be respectful, and especially be respectful because we're dealing with the unknown. And we certainly don't want to invite problems because I've seen people smart off in investigations and challenge something and call out something or whatever, and the next thing you know they're getting either pushed or scratched or any of those sort of things. And I think it's like, let's be respectful and not mess with that.
I don't understand how somebody would think that they would get away with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you taunt?
I'm with you.
Like, I mean, that's just like taunting the person that you can see right in front of your face that can smack you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean,
That's
I don't
exactly right.
understand. Like, you gonna be like, what you gonna do, punk ass? Like, I don't get it. That just don't make sense to me. Why would you talk shit to a ghost, let alone a person that's in front of you? So yeah, that's crazy.
Well, I think a lot of it is that many want to make a name for themselves.
Okay.
And I think, you see, and I have to say this, I love those channels that they stream all those. I watch those paranormal stuff, but I watch it because sometimes it's funny to me.
Right.
Sometimes there's only 2 or 3 shows that I think that are really, really, and I know the 2 big investigators. There was one that had a show on Netflix, and then another one is on Discovery Plus. And
Oh,
we
okay.
chat every now and then, yeah. But as far as some of these other shows, they're scripted. I mean, they have to be.
Oh, okay.
You're out there. You don't just take an hour's worth of video. You're probably sitting out there for, it can be 2 days before you catch one little thing, and then you have to make something of it. You know what I
Okay.
mean? So a lot of it is scripted. A lot of it is, whatever. So I think a lot of people, you see now all of a sudden, it's like the flavor of the month. Everybody's got a YouTube channel. Everybody has it. Everybody
Yeah.
wants to be this one. And I think sometimes it's too commercialized. And I really believe that sometimes it's just too much. It's everybody wants to be that recognized paranormal investigator. I don't
Gotcha.
care about any of that. I want to know. I mean,
Right.
there's things that I want to know. Why are you hanging out at this particular place? Don't you think, everybody else has left? Why are you still hanging here? That's
Right.
my
Right.
thing, It's like,
Okay.
so that's the idea. That's my idea of some of this. So
Okay. All right.
yeah.
Well, before we get into the regular scheduled show,
Okay.
did you think of a funny story about like a funny ghost, or they did something that made you laugh, or
I I've got a couple of them. Do you have
Okay,
time for two of them?
give me one good one.
Okay, one good one. Well, one is about a human during something, and then another one is about a ghost.
Okay.
So I was in a place in Virginia with a group of people that were very nice. One of the gentleman's son wanted to come over, and he was young, you know, he was over 18, but he just had this little attitude type thing. And we sat him down and we said, look, now you can come along with us, but you have to behave, because he was very cocky. He was really cocky. So we told him, we said, you know, you have to behave. You can't do it. You can't be nasty. We don't talk nasty when we're out. We don't encourage any bad stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yes, I promise. Yes, I promise. So we kept making sure that there was an eye on this guy. So finally, as things got involved, nothing was happening, and he was getting really irritated because he just thought something was going to appear right in front of him,
Okay.
and it was going to be, you know, whatever. So he got really mad. We were in a kitchen, and we were trying to do some recordings and that sort of thing. We were standing in the kitchen, and he gets really mad and says, why don't you just come out and show your A all over the place? I don't care what you do. I don't care. He was just going on like that, yelling. And all of a sudden, the cabinet door where he was standing, it was like a long, it was a cabinet, but something that you would put brooms in, or it was like a pantry cabinet.
Okay.
Because it didn't have a can. All of a sudden, the cabinet door behind him swung over and smacked him in the back of the head. And we just were standing we busted out laughing, and we were like, that is perfect. Thank you. And he was so, I mean, his eyes were as big as saucers. He was so upset he ended up leaving. So we thought that was a great story. That was great.
Hey, that's funny. So tell me the other one real quick.
The other one is about a person, and you're going to love this. This was back in the old days. This was back in my Dionne Warwick days, still in Virginia. And this group, it was two gentlemen and it was another lady and myself, would go out. And we were allowed to go into this huge, great big armory, sort of like place in Virginia Beach. I don't even know if it's there anymore. But we went there, and we were setting up. Now, this place was so huge that if you just talked like this, your voice would just be ringing all over the place, because it was like a big auditorium when you walked in. Okay. And, you know, whatever. And it still had some tables and some of those metal folding chairs. So this other lady and myself decided we were going to sit down and draw out a map before it got dark, because this place was huge. Okay. Another gentleman decided he was just going to kind of go, because the rule is you never go into any place by yourself. You always have to have a partner. Yes. So he was kind of scoping some other things out. Now, the other gentleman had some little kids. And back then, you don't have equipment like you do now. He had one of those little Fisher-Price cassette recorders. And so I don't know if you've ever seen that, but it was like for a little kid, you know, it's like a little box, and it was a recorder. You push a button and you could sing in it or whatever. But we had really, really good luck with picking up different noises or voices or whatever the case may be. All of a sudden he said, you know, I think I'm going to look in this other room. And he takes the recorder and he puts it down on this table, and he forgot about it. So he's in this particular room, shoving chairs around, making all this noise to the point that it was so loud, we just kept saying, what are you doing? What are you doing? And he couldn't stop. And he said, oh, everything is okay. I just tripped on this. Everything is okay, blah, blah, blah. And so we went on with our investigation and didn't think anything about it. The next day, we're listening to these tapes. We're listening to, I'm reading your comments. The other day, the next day we're listening to these tapes. I don't know how I can say this, but this man, the reason that he was making all the noise is because he had to let one go, and it came out on the tape. It came out on the tape, and we heard that. It was just like right there, right? And we still to this day, I wish I knew. If you're watching, please say hello to me, because I'm going to tell you, to this day, the poor guy was so embarrassed. We didn't see him for 2 days. That was a great one. But there was always funny stuff that happened like that, made up for some of the things that weren't so funny.
Oh. Sherry says some of those shows are entertainment purposes only, for sure. And then Carol said hilarious, and Sherry laughed. And then Carol was like, I would have peed my pants laughing. My cousin Dave, while he's at work, talking about wow, a fart story, laughing my ass off. And then Carol's like, wow.
I know.
Oh, man, that's funny.
I had to dig deep for that one. Sorry, guys.
There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. All right. So that's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. All right. So we always start our show with a recap of like what happened to us this weekend, something like that. My weekend was pretty smooth, pretty quick. Friday, me and little mama just hung out. Saturday, went to the gym. We went and worked out with one of my best friends, Jay Luke. And it's funny because like my daughter loves to run at this workout place, so she's running laps around the thing and having fun. And then ended up taking her to the McDonald's Playhouse. Then I watched the UFC fight that came on, and that was a really good fight. And then yesterday we did church, and then I made brunch, and then we end up going to the Playhouse again. So you want to say hi?
Boy, she's pretty.
Yeah. She's
beautiful.
She's
beautiful.
She can't hear you. Say it again.
Thank you.
You're welcome, darling.
So,
you want to
see?
Look at this. This is my Sam. This is Sammy. She's my mama kitty. She says hello to you.
So that was my weekend. How was your weekend?
My weekend was eventful. I had to go to the grocery store. I'm boring, really, compared to you, Sean. I'm boring. I did grocery shopping. I forgot some things at the grocery store, so I had to have more delivered today. Sorry, okay. Sammy. And really, I worked. I was on another podcast yesterday, but it was a really good weekend. This past week, I celebrated my birthday. So
hey, happy birthday! I seen that.
Thank you. And so I actually sat and replied to a lot of people that gave me well wishes, and so it was kind of like a admin weekend where I tried to catch up with everything, and
right.
So yeah. So that was it. I'm boring. I really am boring.
Well, everybody's saying happy belated birthday. My cousin.
Well, thank you, everybody.
Saying happy belated. Tracy said I started watching you, Zelda, 3 weeks ago, and you have inspired me. Thank you. Appreciate you. Oh, that's cool.
Oh, Tracy, thank you. Thank you so much.
And then Carol said, I'm actually boring. LOL, this is what was an eventful weekend for him. And she also said happy birthday. Here, go in there and watch the rest of your tablet.
Daddy.
Yes.
Is me going to my mom's house today?
Not today. But my cousin had chimed in saying he didn't think the guy would lose again. The guy that was fighting, it was the third time these two fought, and it was for the belt. And it was a really good fight. And the one guy that just won the belt from the guy impressed me because he won that fight convincingly the whole entire fight. So it was a good fight. It was definitely a good fight.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep. So
very good.
Another thing we like to do, we always like to let people get into our past with a childhood memory. I've gave so many. Do you have a childhood memory? It can be funny, interesting. It doesn't matter. You got a childhood memory for everybody real quick?
I do. I remember I was 4 years old and I asked for a pair of cowboy boots for my birthday.
Okay.
And I didn't think that I was going to get them. And I bugged my mother for 2 weeks. Am I getting cowboy boots? Am I getting cowboy boots? And I knew that dad always got paid on Friday night. And I do believe that my birthday happened to be on a Friday this particular time. And we were going to my grandparents. And I was so disappointed because I knew enough to know, Sammy, I knew enough to know that a box would have to be so big to fit for cowboy boots.
Mhm.
So I remember stopping on the way to my grandparents at a store called Payless Shoe Store.
I remember
And
Payless.
and my dad, now I've got fur in my mouth from Sammy sitting here. So my dad, so my dad parks the car, gets out, goes in, and we're like, what's going on? We get to get to Grandma and Grandpa's. Oh, he has to stop and get some work boots because my dad worked at General Motors.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, and I never put two and two together. And of course, I had my birthday party, and there were my little black round-toed cowboy boots because they didn't get me the pointed ones that I wanted because they were afraid I would kick my sister. And I probably would have. I would kick her now. So yes, definitely.
Oh, that's funny.
So definitely that was my good childhood memory. I always think of that during my birthday time.
There you go. There you go. So let's go. I'll go with I got so many. Let's go with I'm gonna go with a birthday party that I had. Okay, so I remember one year I had a sleepover. I had a sleepover a couple years on my birthday, but this particular time we had like a couple people from the neighborhood, a couple people from my swim team, and every year during my birthday, our town would have a thing called home days, which was pretty much like a carnival. All the people would get together, and they had the janky rides and the games
Yeah.
that'd take all your money because they was rigged, but it was always a fun time. And so we all went up there, and then when we were walking back, on the way we were walking back, we was doing I would call it ding dong ditch, but we used to call it nigga knocking. That's what we called it when we grew up. So I remember we was knocking on people's doors and running for our lives down the street. And then I remember it was this one guy that went to school with us. We knocked on his door, and one of my friends was like, "Come and get your cookies," because they asked who it was at the door. But it was so funny. We had such a good time. We didn't get caught, thankfully, but it was just a good time, having fun with people and knocking on people's doors. So yeah.
Yeah, those are the days when we could call up people from the landline and prank call people. And there was a gentleman that lived in our area in Ashland, Ohio,
Okay.
that his name was Warren Green. And every year on New Year's Eve, we would call him up, and a bunch of us would do the theme song to the Bonanza, dun 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 dun, dun in the phone. And one year we didn't call him. The next year he answered the phone. He goes, "Oh my God, where were you guys last year? I missed you." Those were the good old days. Those were the good old days.
That's funny. I see Miss KT in the building. What's going on, sis? And then Carol said, "Ding dong ditch is the correct name." So that's not what we called it, but I know that was the correct term. Everybody called it. So, oh man. So real quick, we always like to give flowers to people while they're still here. So many people are conditioned to give flowers to people while they dead and gone. We like to give people flowers while they're still here so they can smell their roses and appreciate us giving them flowers. So in light of my daughter needing help in the bathroom real quick, Zelda, you want to go ahead and give somebody some flowers real fast?
Well, depending on how long you are, I'll be glad to give everybody flowers.
It's not going to be that long.
We'll go right ahead. Well, I would like to give flowers to, I hope she's watching, my boss, the owner of the line, and her family and her mom, because I'm so excited because we're going to get to meet very soon. And I would like to give flowers to all of you if you're watching. Hello. And then I would like to give flowers to my son because he's such a good man. I always say boy, but now he's a man. And he's a good man and was born Christmas Day. And I want to give him flowers because I appreciate him. And, for those women out there who have older sons, there will come a day when you certainly will understand that your son takes over the role of your dad. And many of you may know, because my son will always tell me, now, Mom, this is not good. Mom, you shouldn't be doing this. And I have to remind him that he's not my dad. I'm going to send him flowers so he knows. So there we go.
There you go. There you go. So he is that, you said your son, right?
My son, yes. Yeah.
All right. So you definitely getting your flowers today. So that's funny that you mentioned that because like my daughter acts like my mom so much.
Oh, really?
It is.
Isn't that amazing?
Sometimes it's scary how much she acts like my son. It is. I mean, my mom is so crazy because like just now I kind of like ran into the bathroom to help her real fast. And she's like, Daddy, don't run in the house. I'm like, who are you talking to?
Oh my gosh, that is hilarious. Don't run in the house.
She get on my nerves.
That's hilarious.
I swear she get on my nerves with that.
Tanya, that's hilarious.
Hey, thanks for tuning in, Tanya. Appreciate it. Ain't seen you in a minute. And then my cousin said my mama already gets that. And then, okay. All right, so I'm going to give flowers to a good friend of mine. I just tagged him in the chat. His name is Cracker Jackson on Facebook, but everybody calls him David or Dave. I call him my favorite Cracker because his name is Cracker Jackson on Facebook. But he is getting his flowers. I met him through softball. He does a tournament. It's a fundraiser. It's called a super draft. Everybody just, pays their fee and then all the teams get scattered out. And it's so much fun because it's not like rigged. It's literally scattered. No one gets to be on a team they really want to be on, but you meet so many new and cool people from the softball community.
Aww.
And he's been doing this. I want to say I've been in it for at least the last 7 years. And I think he's been doing it longer, but it is so cool because they always help a family that's in need. That's what the fundraiser is for. So they donate to a family that's in need for the softball community. But this dude is like such a good dude. He supported me during my comedy career, came to shows, always was cool, always had a kind word to say. And the one time it was his wife's birthday, right? And I had a show. And he brung his wife out to the show like as a surprise, just to come see me do comedy. Like, and they've seen me before. But he came and supported, and that was always cool. So, and like this is a dude that'll give you his shirt off, a shirt off his back because he is so kind-hearted, such good people, and I love this dude to death because he is that cool of a guy, and he definitely deserves all the flowers he gets. So, Cracker Jackson, Dave, you are getting your flowers today, good sir. So
nice.
Yeah. So I got to get flowers. Yes, yes, yes. So Tanya said, "Wow, that's a perspective I've never considered." Then Carol said, "Flowers to everyone here." I appreciate that. Then Tanya said she misses little mama. Hold on, here. Say hi.
Hi.
Somebody miss you.
Aww.
All right, go watch your tablet. What you want? She always wanting something. She know I'm doing the podcast, but she always wants something right while I'm doing the podcast. Yeah, Tanya, we definitely got to catch up soon. So it is that time. We'll go ahead and take our one and only sponsor break. Please don't go nowhere. So she just bumped her head on my chair because she wanted me to do something right now, like she my mama. But we'll be right back to you with more Zelda Kelly, more Just Therapy. Don't go nowhere. It won't be a super long break. We'll be right back. We got to pay some bills, so don't go nowhere. I'm SB, and I'm taking you to break, babies.
Primal Screen in Kent, Ohio. For all your screen printing and embroidery needs. Quality work, on time, fair prices. For more information, call 330-677-1766. Again, 330-677-1766. Or check us out online, primalscreenprinting.com. If you mention a podcast, you get 5% off. Peace.
Custom Design Aquariums, where we bring your aquatic dreams to life. With your help, using your imagination, together, we will turn your home or office into a peaceful getaway. For a free consultation, call 330-475-5181 or contact us by email at customdesignaqa@gmail.com. Once again, that is customdesignaqa@gmail.com. Mention this podcast and get 5% off.
Oh man, I love me some pizza. And when I mean I love me some pizza, I have the best place for you. Twisted Tomato Pizzeria. They are also the official sponsor of Just Therapy, the podcast. And they got 2 locations and 1 on the way. First location is 1909 Bailey Road, Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio. Their phone number is 330-928-2222. And they have a second location in downtown Akron, across the street from Rubber Duck Stadium. Their address is 325 South Main Street, Akron. Their phone number is 330-849-5707. Best part about the downtown Akron location is, of course, the beer wall. They have a beer. I like to call it the Dave and Buster's of beer, because what you do, you go in there, you put money on the card, you walk up to the tap with the card, and you put it there and pour as much beer as your heart desires. They got 36 taps in this location. They got wine, ales, IPAs, anything you can think of is on this tap. So it is so good. When it hits your lips, it's just so good. And another thing I love about Twisted Tomato Pizzeria is they cater to your taste buds. And a lot of people be like, SB, what do you mean they cater to your taste buds? I mean, they cater to your taste buds. I'm a cheeseless kind of person, so anytime I order something, I get a pizza with no cheese, extra sauce, and as soon as I take that first bite, I go, bitch. Like, it is just that delicious. It is so good. And a lot of people love Twisted Tomato Pizzeria. And I had somebody not too long ago inbox me because they was like, hey, I got a chance to try Twisted Tomato Pizzeria the other day, and you were right. It was, bitch. Like, they said it was that good. It is so delicious. I don't think y'all understand how good this place is. So make sure you check them out. Anytime you call, you make an order, or go in and make an order, ask for the owner, Brad Cover, and mention Just Therapy, the podcast, and you get a 10% discount. Now, unfortunately, their slogan has not been changed yet to much, but they do got a great slogan, and it's catchy too, because if it's pizza, it's possible. And I'm telling you, you got to check out Twisted Tomato Pizzeria if you are in the area. I got some shows coming up here real soon. This is actually a show that this Friday, come on out to 612. That's the name of the place. It's an event center in Bedford Heights. The address is 25780. I was going to say 2500. 25,780, but 25780 Miles Road, Bedford Heights, Ohio, 44146. Doors will open before 8. They got a bunch of events going on that day, but for the comedy show, doors open at 8. Show starts at 9. Tickets in advance is $15, $20 at the door. It's going to be a great lineup. I put this one together myself. I got my host, John Huff, funny dude, special guest, Brandon Petrie, I'm featuring, and my main man, I call him my unk, Big Chevy. Chevy Terrell is headlining the show. And then after the show is an immaculate, amazing band called the Unit Band. So it's definitely going to be a vibe. Come check it out. Come get your laugh on. Come get your dance on. Listen to the band. It's going to be a beautiful time. Okay, you can sit there right there for a minute. She is okay, everybody. She was all right. She bumped her head trying to bend down too quick. I don't know what the hell she was doing, but either way. Oh, man. Tanya said, oh, my gosh. Hey, baby girl. Yeah, I had to put her up there so you can see her. And then Patty Crawford Walls, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you tuning in. And welcome back, Couchers. We are here doing the damn thing, and we got Zelda Kelly in the building. My guy Kevin Terrell came in, said, when are you coming to Birmingham? Are you talking about me or Zelda? Because I'll come to Birmingham anytime you get a show put together. I will come down and do my thing. Or you find a venue, send them my way, and I'll contact them. But I done been to 30 states out of my 14 years of doing comedy. I love doing this thing we call comedy, so it's always fun. So yeah, send me a venue. I'll definitely contact them and try to set something up and come to Birmingham, Alabama, and come entertain you. And then if you set it up, I'll make sure you get free tickets, man. Oh man, back to the show. So it's been some things going on around here. I don't know why I started singing the celebration song, but so not too long ago, we talked about Shanquilla Robinson. There was a case about Shanquilla Robinson. I don't know if people heard about this, but we do have an update because we talked about it before. So new details of night Shanquilla Robinson was killed, revealed in documents submitted to President Biden. Now, if you don't know, Shanquilla Robinson was 25. She was vacationing at a luxury resort in Cabo San Lucas with 6 other people, and she was killed by the people she went on vacation with. And they said it was one in particular that did the beating, and everybody else just kind of like watched and filmed, which is crazy as shit. And we talked about this because, like, you know, a lot of people always go out of town with different people, but you got to make sure, because, you know, friends ain't friends. You got to make sure these your people, somebody you trust, not just some average person. Hey, let's go on vacation together. If you don't know them, don't go. Seriously, don't go. But nearly 5 months after North Carolina woman Shanquilla Robinson was allegedly beaten to death while on a Mexican getaway with a group of people, her family's attorneys are demanding President Joe Biden put pressure on authorities to make an arrest. Attorney Ben Crump and Sue Ann Robinson, who is representing the Robinsons family, sent a letter to Biden and the U.S. Secretary of State calling for swift diplomatic intervention on the victim's behalf, according to the press. In October of 22, Robinson, like I said, was vacationing and was killed by some of the people she went on vacation with. Her travel mates allegedly insisted she died of alcohol poison, but an autopsy conducted by Mexican authorities showed that her death was caused by violence, specifically dislocation according to the autopsy. Atlas and medullary dislocation. Oh wow. But it's crazy because, like I said, we talked about this a while ago, but it's like people are too trusting nowadays going out of town with, certain people. And then for them to come back, like they came back before the vacation, the vacation was over, and told her mom to her face, like bold face, lied to her and was like, oh, she died of alcohol poisoning. Like you went and talked to this lady's mom and lied to her, and then come to find out you were jealous or whatever, and you killed this young girl. Zelda, did you hear anything about this or anything? But what's your thoughts on
briefly,
this?
I have not heard too much. I did not hear the update about but quite frankly, I think that the reason people are acting so crazy like this anymore is because there's no justice. There's no ramification.
Nope.
People get away with literally this sort of thing every day.
Yeah.
And you can walk, where's our justice system? That's my question. If we would do this, if we would take care of this, it sends a message out. You better not do this or else you're going to have to pay, and that's the unfortunate thing. It's very sad for her and her family.
Very sad.
That's bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's bad.
It's like, I thought they was extraditing the one young lady that was involved with it, but I guess like from reading this update, they're like trying to get, swift justice, because like justice needs to be served with this case. I mean, how could you go on vacation with somebody and then they had a video? I could not watch the video. Like, it's some things I just won't watch because they had a video, and the girl that was beating her up kept telling her to fight back, and obviously she didn't want to fight back. It's like, how can you beat up somebody that's not fighting back, that's literally just covered up, like trying to protect themselves? They're not fighting back. What's the point of fighting somebody that's not fighting back? Like,
that's right.
It makes no sense to me. Carol said
that's
it was
horrible.
And then she said her bestie lied and brought back her luggage. Like, that's crazy. And I guess this was supposed to be this girl's best friend who she went out of town with, who ended up beating her up, like, and
that's
killing
horrible.
her. That is like,
that's just so horrible. I'm so sorry to hear that. That's just bad.
Yeah, that's just that's it's so crazy. Oh, so hold on, not her bestie. Okay, wait, not her bestie. Kahil told her to fight back. Oh no, her bestie told her to fight back. So if her best friend was there, and this your best friend, I'm not letting my best friend get their ass whooped, and they not fighting back. I'm pulling this person off of them and be like, hey, leave them alone. Like, and then you try to swing on them again, I'm swinging on them. Like, come on. Like, what happened to people having each other's backs in a situation like this? And then for the simple fact, if that was her best friend and she watched some other girl kill her best friend in front of her, like,
that's horrible.
As accessories in this matter. Oh my gosh. Couchers, what do y'all think about this? I know Carol didn't chime in about it, but any other couchers want to put their 2 cents in on this one? Yeah, this is sad. This is so sad.
It's
People
bad.
gotta watch who they keep company with. I'll tell you that.
That's for sure. That's for sure. You don't trust anyone or go anywhere anymore without anyone. That's just crazy.
Yeah.
I just don't understand it.
Me neither. Sherry said, anyone that can watch suffering like that is real special. Yeah, I would agree. Yeah. So
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. That's a shame.
Carol said he's she put the cat, but I guess saying he's a pussy for not doing anything. I'm interpreting what the 2 cats meant in this situation. But yeah, this is you hate to hear something like this because the young lady was 25 years old. She had life ahead of her. And we all know life is not promised to you. You can be here today, gone today. But for this young lady to lose her life like this on vacation, trying to just have a good time in Mexico and enjoy the weather and enjoy her friends and party and hang out, for her to lose her life in this situation is just
How horrible is
just
that?
sucks. It's horrible. It's definitely horrible. Yeah.
Yeah, her poor family. That's horrible.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, it's definitely sad. You already know we definitely living in the last ones. Because it's so much going on today that no one, like, they might say something, but then they don't say nothing. You know what I'm saying? They let go on. Like, it's just so much going on right now. It's crazy. Carol said the shit was planned. Oh, so they probably planned on getting her there and beating her up. Like, that's crazy. And then she paid. Then I thought I heard that she paid like more than half. So like she paid like for her part, but paid like extra or whatever. Because anytime you go on a group trip, everybody got they amount they put in on it. But I think I heard, I could be mistaken, that she paid a little bit more than her part to go on this trip. And like people were saving up for this trip, and they literally went on this trip, got there that day, killed her that night, and then left. And it was like a 4 or 5 day vacation for this trip. And yeah, it's definitely
sad.
It's definitely sad. Definitely.
Yeah, why? That's my question. I mean, it's senseless. Why do that? Why have to go all the way to Mexico to do something that there's definitely a screw loose there. I don't know. It's sad.
Yep. And then they probably went to Mexico thinking they can get away with the shit.
Yeah.
But I thought the Mexican government was gonna charge them with it. But we'll see. We'll see what happened. I'll definitely keep everybody posted on that because, like I said, that's just a sad situation. It hurts my heart to hear that bullshit nonsense, and went on. So Carol said allegedly they said she set someone up to be killed. All kind of lies surfacing. Yeah, and then they go lie on her and all this stuff. It's either way it goes. It's sad and hurtful that that even happened.
Bad.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. It's bad.
Yeah. All right. So our next subject, we're going to talk about the comedian Samore. Funny lady. She is getting some backlash over her recent comedy special that was on Netflix. I have not watched the whole thing yet. I've seen bits and pieces about it. But she's getting some backlash, and I got a video, and we'll play the video. Let me know what y'all think on this.
This month, Samore dropped her comedy special Chandelier on Netflix. In the special, she touched on Zaya Wade's recent transition and would end up misgendering her during the joke. A part of some of the response towards Samore, one user would write, "Y'all love to say nobody is exempt in comedy, but fail to realize that intentionally misgendering is blatantly transphobic, thus making the jokes fall flat and just as ignorant as everyone else's uninformed comments on the subject." Today we have our comedy hype analyst Capone calling to the show, along with very special guests, comedian Samson, and author and associate professor at Howard University, Marcus Board, to give their thoughts and reactions. But first, let's take a look at this clip.
Hashtag Girl Dad was such a big movement that even Dwayne Wade and his son got in on the action. Listen, the internet was accepting of the fact that the little boy wanted to express himself by dressing like a woman. Now, the nigger net had a problem with it. The nigger net threw grease in the game. Somebody on the nigger net said the little boy wanted to have a sex change. Little Boosie Badass lost his motherfucking mind. Little Boosie Badass was all on the internet talking about, hell no, Dwayne Wade, don't cut his dick out, Dwayne. He ain't but 10 years old, Dwayne, don't cut his dick out.
Now, I know this is going to be a layer.
Everything about.
Oh gosh. So unfortunately, I don't know why I was skipping like that. Usually my internet is the best and it never skips like that. But I hope you were able to decipher exactly what happened. But some more had a joke about Zaya Wade. And as y'all know, if y'all always watch Just Therapy and you're a faithful coucher, you know we support the LGBTQ plus community. You know, so I wanted to talk about this because a lot of times, you know, people get up in arms over a joke, right? And if it's offensive to you, I get it. You can get up in arms and I get it. But a lot of the time, people search for things to get offended by, because that's just like with the Dave Chappelle special. All these people was up in arms, but went to watch it. They watched it. They made sure they watched it so they can complain about it. If you don't like it, don't watch it. That's my whole thing. You have your own two legs. You have your own mind. You don't have to sit there and listen to somebody that you don't like. Why pay money to go see somebody you know you don't like? You know they might say something offensive. So with the joke, my personal take on it, that it was a funny joke. Like, seriously, how she set it up, how she explained it. There was several punchlines in that little section. I thought it was a hilarious joke. Funny, funny, funny to me. Zelda, what do you think?
You know, I think we are in this time where everybody, I hate to say this, but everybody is a Johnny Milquetoast. Nobody can take a joke, laugh, get over it. You know, even, you know, everybody is offended. Everybody, you know, I remember going to a Cleveland Indians game. How is that offensive, right? I mean, when I grew up, we watched a television show. I'm sure you've seen it. Big Chuck and Little John. Big Chuck and Hula.
Oh,
yes.
Yes.
You can't play that anymore.
No.
Because that is too offensive. I mean, at the time that I grew up, you could joke and laugh and have a good time, and nobody, you know, basically now it's run for the hills and cower. And I don't know. To me, to each his own. Don't push anything onto me. I don't push anything onto you. But look, if somebody wants to laugh, somebody wants to have a good time, get a little thick-skinned and grow up, be a big girl and boy, and just move on instead of dwelling on this. You know, I don't understand. I don't understand. But that's my take on it. To each his own. Yeah. You know, it was funny. It was funny. You know, but to each his own.
Right. Definitely.
It's up to interpretation. If you don't like it, change the channel.
Exactly. Yep.
You know,
if you don't like it, turn off the special. Like, how did you know? That's what I'm saying. And like, if you didn't like the joke, turn the special off. But you sat there and watched the special, probably rewind it to make sure you heard exactly what she said, and then probably laughed, but then went to Twitter and got up in arms about it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, come on. And then the simple fact, I really liked her impression of Lil Boosie Badass, because when it happened, that's exactly how the rapper Lil Boosie Badass was acting. And that was funny. So for her to portray and mock what he was doing was priceless. It was definitely hilarious to me.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I just think, and you know what though, Sean, I think social media has made a lot of people like that. It's because that's one way to get an audience. If you're feeling bad, and then you know what happens if somebody posts something like that, and then people chime in and people chime in, and the next thing you know, it's blowing up all over the place and it's a big deal. And it's like, come on now. Okay. If you don't feel good over it, sorry, get over it. Let's go on. Life is, you know, if you get stumped by something like this, hello, what's going to happen is something really big happens.
Exactly.
Right?
I mean, and there was a saying like that: sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. But words hurt people so much nowadays. It's crazy. Like
I know.
Carol said, "Oh please," she said, "Oh please, nobody is safe in comedy, not even folks' mama." Now listen. I
That's
I
right.
like that she said that because, and people ask me, especially, because like I said, I'm a comedian, and people ask me, how do you handle hecklers? And I always tell them, I give them one time, I be nice. Second time, I'm a little pissed and I'm gonna be stern. Third time, they go wish they never were born. They go wish they never opened their mouth. They go wish they never said anything. Because the simple fact, I remember doing a comedy show and my mom was in the audience. God rest her soul. She was in the audience and she said something while I was on stage, telling my jokes. And she said something, and I was like, Ma, you gotta have to shut the fuck up right now. This is my time. And I just kept going, right? She shut up for that quick second, but after the show, of course, I heard it, but she knew she was out of line. So she shut up in that moment, but later on was like, boy, I'll kill your ass if you ever talk to me like that again. I was like, Mama, I know, but I was on stage and everybody can get it. So, and I tell people, if I can say that to my mama who gave birth to me, who I loved, imagine what I'll say to somebody I don't care about at all and don't know. Like,
Right.
Mess with me if you want to. I'm telling you now, it's not going to be nice. Carol said, agreed. Sherry chimed in and said, they are looking for the next thing to cancel, which is so true. So true. Which, because it doesn't make any sense.
That's right.
Like at all. And then Carol will say, laughing my ass off. Get her. And I had to because she was loud too. And I'm like, Mama, like, come on. And then she said something else. And I had to get her. I'm like, Mama, you got to shut the fuck, But it's funny because like that's one of my fond memories. Because I got so many memories of my parents. They both passed away and gone. But I have so many fond memories of my parents and so many funny memories and so many memories that stick out. But that's like one of my like funny memories that I like to tell people, especially when they're talking about, oh, I'm gonna come to your show and heckle you. All right, because I don't like you as much as I loved my mama. So just imagine what I'm gonna say to you. So don't even try it. So, so people are trying to cancel people over farting too loud. You know what I'm saying? It makes no sense. If you don't like the person and they say offensive stuff, don't go pay to see them. Don't watch them on Netflix. Change the channel. Watch something else. There's so many things on Netflix you can watch. You could have stopped it and went to something else. Like,
that's right.
On.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. But yeah, people kill me because it's like people say they want to be inclusive and accepted by everybody. Well, one of the ways to be accepted by, and like I said, I love my LGBTQ plus community. Love them to death. Some of them just can't take a joke. A lot of them that I know love comedy, love to laugh, don't get butt hurt. But then when you think you're above a joke, you got a rude awakening coming because everybody, like, comedy has been set up that way for so long. Everybody can get talked about. Everybody can get made fun of.
That's right.
As long as it's funny. Now, if it's with malicious intent, now that's where you go wrong. But if you literally have no malicious intent behind the joke, you're literally making an observation, you're making somebody laugh, and you're being kind-hearted with it, how can you get mad over it?
That's right. That's
like,
right.
How?
Well, sometimes the truth hurts.
True.
Maybe that's why sometimes, maybe not in this case, but I think sometimes truth hurts. People don't like to be challenged. People don't like maybe a little joke, I mean, you just got to be thick-skinned.
No, but you're absolutely right. I had to mute real quick because my daughter came in here. and was like, I want to go here too. I'm like, okay, gave her a high five, and she like, good job, daddy. I'm like, what do you mean, good job, daddy? She is, I swear, that's why I call her little mama, because she act just like my mama. It is crazy. I love her to death, but she get on my damn nerves. So one day, oh yeah, one day I was going to the bathroom. I was like, I'm like, little mama, you gotta go to the bathroom. She like, no, do you? I'm like, yeah, I'm about to go right now. She's like, don't pee on the toilet, daddy. And I'm like, and she's 3 years old. I'm like, who the hell are you talking to, little girl? Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Pee on the toilet. Like,
that's like, funny.
Oh my gosh, she killed me. She get on my nerves, but I love her to death. It's such
beautiful.
Such a pleasure to have her around. I wouldn't know what to do if she wasn't around. I'll tell you that. So, but yeah. So here is one of my favorite subjects. I know the couchers love this. It is time for crazy, funny, fucked up news. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I love this subject. This is like one of my favorite subjects. And tonight is no different. Tonight, we're going to talk about a mother who said she was forced out of her son's soft play by other parents for being too sexy. First off, I got to address, what in the hell is people talking about soft play? That sounds like some porno shit. Like,
yeah, what is that?
I guess it was literally like play dates. Okay, so a mother who spent 40 minutes getting ready to take her child to a soft play center, and I'm still lost. I guess it's like a playhouse, like a McDonald's playhouse. I don't know, but has claimed she was ousted by other parents for being too sexy. All right.
Oh yeah.
This lady from the UK said she had applied intricate makeup and curled her hair before taking her 6-year-old son Noah to an inside play center. Okay. Now she said that she thought she looked great, but her appearance caused other parents to turn their back on her. Basically, I was too sexy for soft play, Miss Roberts told the Sun. I was ousted from it. Okay. She said she spent $3,000 curating her wardrobe for a soft play, which consists of designer jeans, blouses, and tops rather than the typical leggings and baggy sweaters. She says she was attempting to create an overall image. She says my soft play wardrobe, including a designer leather jacket, coats with fox fur collars, blouse, and tops from River Island, a selection of branded jeans, skirts, and mid-heel boots and trainers, she added. She also said I look like I like to look polished and to challenge people's expectations of what a young single mom should look like. But her glamorous appearance backfired when she decided to join a soft play group with her 6-year-old Noah.
Oh my gosh.
She said she was feeling isolated and wanted to make a new mom friends. The UK, I swear, anytime I hear mom, it's hilarious to me. She wanted to make new mom friends, she said. Like any new parent, I was feeling vulnerable and thought I'd be welcomed with open arms. But according to the mother of one, this wasn't the case. Miss Roberts had spent an hour getting ready for their first play session, curling her hair and choosing a coordinated outfit. But when I got to soft play, I was the only one with full makeup, and every other mom was in baggy jumpers, sweaters, jogging bottoms, and sporting mum buns. Not mom buns, but mum buns. Oh my gosh. Like, why was she so overdressed going to a damn play date? Like, I don't get it. I mean, It's funny. Sherry said polish might have ended up extra. So she got super dialed up to be around other moms and their kids because she wanted to portray some image. I don't know, because like that she had money or what. But do you think she went overboard with what she was trying to do?
Well, I just, I'm just so live and let live, and 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 to each his own. It sounds like there's more to this story than meets the eye, quite frankly. So I don't know, but if she's overdressed, whose problem really is that? It's not mine. No, it's
Exactly.
hers.
You're right. Absolutely right.
Yeah. And if she wants to dress like she's gone to a cotillion or a tea, well, let her do that. I'm going comfortable. That's the thing.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So it sounds like some people were getting a little stinky. Sounds like they're getting a little stinky over the cute mom.
Yeah, it sounds like
sounds like she wanted to make them stinky too. So there's more to the story that I think than meets the eye, right?
Yeah,
I think that's what it is.
like. Yeah, it sounds like she wanted to make people jealous. But this is my
Yep.
thing. If she want to get all dialed up to go to the playhouse for a play date, let her do it. Like, who is it?
That's right.
You can be
right.
comfortable. She wanted to be dialed up. I mean, she not getting on the playground and playing with her kid. She just sitting there watching. She wanted to look good. Let her look good.
Crazy.
Yeah.
It's all crazy.
But sometimes people do go overboard. I got some pictures. I'm gonna share my whole screen. Let me know when you can see these. Oh, hold on. Let's see. Hold on. All right. Let me know when you can see these pictures. I know everybody can see everything, but y'all see this?
Yes.
Okay. So I don't know what she was doing with this, and then here's another picture of her. She had a whole bunch of makeup on and was dialed up in a suit or whatever, and she, to me, she's not that cute. So it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, when you go into a play thing with this on, like, you got a big sweater on and another thing, but I mean, I don't get why they was like that mad about her getting dialed up. Let her get dialed up.
Yeah.
She want to get dialed up. Let her get dialed up.
I mean, she looked decent. I mean, she wasn't. I don't know. I think she looked decent.
It ain't like she went there with some booty shorts on, had her cheeks hanging out.
That's it. Nothing was flopping around that shouldn't have been. So hey, to each his own, right?
Right. Sherry was like, make them stinky and put the laughing faces.
That's right.
And then she also said it would have been real funny if the next play date they all dressed up because of her, and she came in sweats and a hoodie. Imagine the awkwardness. That would have been hilarious.
That would have been something else.
Definitely. But the story goes on to say she ended up not going back to that play date, and then ended up going to another place. But she definitely got dialed up again. But I always like to play games with the crazy, funny, fucked up news. So we got one game for you. So, how old do you think this mom was? We got to call her a mom because she's from the UK.
Oh.
How old
hello.
do you think she was? Yeah, hello.
Oh. Hello, darling.
Tea and crumpets.
All right. Would you like me to answer that question or not? I don't know. Hello.
Oh shit! Couchers, tune in. How old do you think this mom was?
I think she is 29.
29. Okay, that's a good guess.
Yeah.
29. Zelda says 29. Carol just chimed in and said 25. Sherry, you still there? Sherry, how old do you think this lady was? Carol said 25. Zelda says 29. And of course, I can't guess because I know what age she was. So But
She's probably something like 34 or something like that.
Carol, how you gonna change your damn? You said 25. Now you gonna say 30? Which one is it? Stick with one. What are you doing? You can't switch it up in the middle of the in the middle of the thing. Like you. She said final answer. 30 final answer. That's hilarious. Sherry gonna say I was gonna say late 20s. How late 20s, girl? Give me a number. It ain't that hard. Give me a number. Carol said, laughing my ass off. You can't. You know how this works. You can't switch up your numbers. Pick a number and stick with it. Damn it.
I want to know where the girl's getting her money.
Exactly. Yeah. Because like,
where's she getting her money to dress up with these crowns?
My son's 6 years old.
Yeah.
It's like
a $3,000 wardrobe.
All right. Sherry says 28. Okay. Any other couchers want to chime in before I give this answer? Zelda said 29. Sherry says 28. Carol changed it to 30. She's sticking with 30. And none of you are exactly correct. And that's where I would hit my soundboard and go, boom, 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 boom. But she was 26 years old. But you guys are all close.
Oh.
All of you were close. She was 26 years old. 26.
Well.
Yes.
Where's she getting her do-re-mi?
You said what?
That's where I want. Where's she getting her do-re-mi? That's what I want to know. Where's she getting it? To dress like that at 26 years old. Hello. You know, her man is rich.
She's a single mom in the UK.
She's getting child support for this.
She got to be getting some kind of child support. Yeah, Carol, you should have stuck with 25. Talking about, damn, I should have stuck with 25. But that is this week's crazy, funny, fucked up news. Yeah, I love doing this podcast. It's so much fun. Zelda, it is that time. Thank you so much for coming to the couch with us. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for everybody else who tuned in earlier. Definitely want to thank you for taking the time out your busy night and coming to kick it on the couch. I really hope you enjoyed yourself. I know I enjoyed having you.
I certainly did.
Oh, I definitely did.
I'll tell you what, I appreciate coming in and having a good time. And
there you go.
I mean, laughing, and that's what it's all about. We need to laugh. We need to enjoy ourselves. You've got a great podcast, and I wish you all the best. And thank you so much. May you have God's will over you and the blessings of God. And I wish you all well and all your couchies that are out there. And I appreciate you having me on. It's a lot of fun. Thank you so much for reaching out.
Thank you so much. Hey, thanks for taking me up on that offer on being on the couch. So I appreciate
You're quite welcome. Let me know anytime. That's great.
Don't go nowhere. We got a couple housekeeping that we do. So if you want people to follow you, give out all your social media so how they can reach you and be involved and maybe get some readings. You know, you never know.
Okay. You can talk to me directly at Psychics Secrets. So Psychics is plural. So there's 2 S's. PsychicsSecrets.com, or you can go on the internet and you can look me up at Psychic Zelda Kelly. You'll see everything, my blog, everything. You can tune in on Saturdays. I have Psychic Secrets Radio at 1 p.m. Eastern until 3 p.m. I'm sorry, 3 p.m. until 4:30. We changed it. That's on blogtalkradio.com. We are worldwide. We have 76 countries that listen to us. And we call in. My partner and I do free readings. We have a lot of fun. We talk about different things and mainly self-help and how you can help yourself, the laws of attraction and many different things like that. But you can just really check me out, Psychic Zelda Kelly. You'll find me, and I just want to say we have a first-time caller special. If anyone wants to call in, 30 minutes for $30. So $1 per minute, and we can get a lot accomplished in that time. So
You know?
that's yeah. So, and you can talk for 5 minutes, you can talk for 10, or you can talk for the whole 30. It's up to you. So I appreciate you having me. Thank you so much for
Hey, no
all of this. It was a lot of
no
fun. My
problem. I
goodness.
definitely had fun. It was definitely interesting. Definitely an
Thank
interesting
you.
guest. Loved the stories. Loved how you got into it and inspired by your
Thank you.
grandmother. And I thought that was pretty dope. That's just good stuff. Like I said, I like to talk to any and everybody and talk about any and everything. So I wasn't go shy
Wonderful.
away and not have you on as a guest. I'm like, let's bring you on. Let's talk. Let's talk to the counters. So, I like to talk to
Yeah.
any and everybody. It don't matter if
I
they,
appreciate that.
I don't
Very
talk to
good.
just comedians or artists or anything like that. I like to talk to regular people and people that do different stuff that I'm not hip to.
I
So
think it's great.
how do you
I
learn?
think it's great.
Mhm.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for opening that door. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Definitely. And you can also follow her on Facebook under
Psychic Zelda Kelly. You'll
There you
find me
go.
under Zelda Kelly or Psychic Zelda Kelly, either one. I have
There you
two
go.
different page and a profile. So you can find me on there, believe me. I don't hide out anymore. Believe me, it's too easy to find me. I can't do anything I shouldn't be doing because you can find me too easily. So
Man,
there you
that's
go.
funny. You said I ain't doing nothing. I shouldn't be doing. I hear that. Carol said, "Great show." Sherry said, "Nice to
Thank
meet
you.
you." And thanks, Sean. Hey, appreciate y'all.
Thank you, Sherry. Thank you
Yep.
so much. I
But
appreciate you so much.
as you
I'm
know,
looking around, Sean. I'm looking around, Sean. I do
Uh-huh.
not have a light on in my place except for my light for this podcast, and I'm looking around, and it is dark. So we transitioned from day to night.
yes,
So
yep.
as soon as we're done, I'm going to be fumbling around to get some lights on. So
Hey,
that's pretty funny.
that's funny. Yeah, because when we started the podcast, it was light here too, but I turned my
Oh,
light
yeah.
on early to make sure because I'm dark, so they'll lose me in the dark. So. But
There
as
you go.
always, the way we close out the show is with a close, something you can ponder on until the next time you see us on Just Therapy, the podcast on Facebook and YouTube. You can also watch us on Twitch at Just Therapy Pod. You can follow me at Sean Boyd on Facebook. And if you're not from Ohio, put in Sean Boyd, Ohio. It'll be a picture of me and Lil Mama. Instagram is SB Comedy. TikTok is SB Comedy 1. So come mess with me, man. I'm always putting some positivity out there as much as I can and putting shows up there and seldom put some pictures of my little mama up there. So, but yeah, your close for tonight, and maybe you can want to break this down, Zelda, in your own words on the close, but we like to end with a close, something you can ponder on until the next time. Here we go. Let's go with this one. All right. Never beat yourself up for what may seem as a mistake. It was necessary to walk that path to learn those lessons. I like that.
I agree.
I'm going to read that one more time, and then Zelda, you can break that down in your own words. Never beat yourself up over for what may seem as a mistake. It was necessary to walk that path to learn those lessons. Going to break that down for us.
Sometimes we have to hit a brick wall. Sometimes we have to experience what we feel is a collapse. But God never gives us a situation in which we can never get out of, or that there's never a horizon. And always look at everything as being temporary, but that we've got a lot of lessons to learn in life. And sometimes when we don't want to listen, Father, gets after us just like our real life fathers. And we sometimes have to experience a down before we can get back up. And so never look at it as a failure. The only time I think failure ever happens is when we quit. That's the only time failure ever happens. So that's my 2 cents. There you are, my dear Sean.
Hey, I like it. I like it. My guy Ray Stone just chimed in. What's going on, fam? Good to see you, brother. And Zelda, once again, thank you so much for coming to the couch. I really enjoyed our time tonight. It was fun. We had
Thank you for having me.
And I learned some new stuff. So,
Well, great. That's what it's all about. Thank you so much. I appreciate
no problem.
it.
And
always stop by and say hello to me. Will you do that?
Oh, I definitely will. I definitely stay on your Facebook. We'll stay connected.
Please
and I'll
do.
check on you every now and then. I always like to check on my people, make sure they good. So, always.
Glad to hear that. Glad to hear that.
Sherry said the only way to gather building blocks for the next task. I like it. There you go. All right.
I agree. That's very good.
All right, Couchers. Once again, thank you so much for tuning in. Everybody who tuned in tonight, we appreciate you so much. We could have did it without you, but it's so much better with you. So thank you for spending your time with us, because it's something you will never get back. But we appreciate you for it. And until then, Zelda, thank you so much. And
thank you, sir.
I'll see you next week, God willing. I'm SB, and I'm sending us home, baby.
Bye.
Gotta find the music now.
MICAH Beats activated.
Welcome to Just Therapy, where we talk about life with a comedy twist. With your hosts, comedian Sean Boyd, Antonio Ferguson, and Miss KT. We talk about a whole bunch of shit, from politics to people actually taking shits. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the therapy session. Man, this be dope. Make a motherfucker want to rap. I can't rap, man. Hold on, here we go. I can't rap. I really can't. But come sit down on the couch with us. Man, I can't rap. Come to the couch. Enjoy the show. Let's go.